Okay. Well, very good morning, guys. Uh, Last class we have been talking on just a minute. First project. Yes. Yes. Second. Test PS. Test TPL project. Okay. Last day we've been talked about jump statements. Yeah, we're talking on the jump statements, right? So in this process, we learned about the various jump statements that are available for you under the C#. 3 jump statements I completed already. What are the 3? Go to, break, continue. Go to is used for jumping from one line to another line. The line where you want to jump is indicated by a label. Okay. Second one, break. Break is used in 2 scenarios. One is in a switch case and one is in a conditional loop. Understand, guys? You must correctly understand which jump statement can be used in which scenario. That's important. Are you clear? You cannot use break wherever you want. If you want to use a break, there should either be a switch case there or there should be a loop there. Without a loop and a switch case, break cannot be used. Next, continue. If you want to use a continue, there should be a loop there. Without a loop, you cannot use continue. Got it? So you must be very clearly understanding which jump statement can be used in which scenario, basically. Okay, now? So fine. The last one is return. The last jump statement is return. So what is the use of return? Return. This jump statement is used to jump out of a function or method which is in execution. I have a function. Functions are called methods now. I have a function or a method. I have some underlines of code in my function. I have some underlines of code in my function. But if I use return on the 10th line, if I use return on the 10th line, guys, if I use the return on the 10th line, the control will jump out of the function or the method from the 10th line now. It's not out of a loop or out of a block, out of the function or out of the method. But recollect yourself, when we learned C language, what our teachers have taught us, return is to return a value, correct or not? Array, in the C language, what our teachers have taught us, return is to return a value. But yeah, even my teacher also taught me the same thing, return is to return a value. But guys, that is wrong. Wrong in the sense, return can return a value, but the main purpose of return is not to return a value. Did you understand my point? Return can return a value, yes. But the main purpose of return is not to return a value. Then what? The main purpose of a return is to jump out of a function or a method which is in execution. And while jumping out, it is capable of carrying a value outside of that function or method. Did you understand me? That is secondary, that is not primary. But what we learned in C language, if all of you recollect yourself, all our teachers have taught the same thing only. What is it? Return is to return a value, carry a value outside of the function. Carrying a value outside the function is not primary goal. The primary goal of the return is to jump out of the function. Carrying or returning a value is only secondary. Did you catch my point or not? Okay, I may return value, I may not return value. That is secondary. But the main intention of return is to jump out of a function or a method. Okay, let me show you practically. Guys, online students, don't use this for sending personal messages and personal chats. It's a classroom, behave like a classroom. Okay, fine guys, let me show you. I want to write a program. What is the program? Table.cs. What is my intention? Very simple. Very simple, guys. What? It has to ask for a number. Whatever number you enter in integer, and integer, whatever integer you enter, it has to print the multiplication table of that number. Suppose you enter 5, it should print the multiplication table of 5. 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, until 10. 5 tens are 50. Whatever you enter, no props, but it will print the multiplication table of that number from 1 to 10. Clearer or not? This is my requirement. Okay, using system, class, table, static void main. First, prompt the user for entering a number. Console.write, enter an unsigned integer value. Why unsigned integer, guys? We never learned multiplication tables for negative numbers, na? Yes or not? What we learned? Multiplication table only for a positive integer, not for a negative integer. That's why I'm asking for a unsigned integer value. Is it clear? And because you're asking for an unsigned integer value, I need to capture it in a uint. Now, unsigned integer x is equals to uint dot parse. Clear? Yesterday we taken double dot parse, int dot parse. Now it is uint. So uint dot parse, uint dot parse, console dot readline. Now what do I want to do? I want to print the multiplication table of x from 1 to 10. So I need to write a loop now for int I is equals to 1, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. Console dot write line. How am I expecting the output, So suppose x is 13. If x is 13, what should print? 13 into 1 is equals to 13. 13 into 2 is equals to 26. 13 into 3 is equals to 39. That's what I'm expecting. Clear now? So to get the output, I'm writing the code, guys. Watch. What should come here? X. Next, into. Next, I. The x value should come in the first place. I value should come in the second place. Is equals to x into y. Is it clear? And remember, you prefix the $sign in curly braces. Their expressions and expressions will be evaluated now. We learned about it. What is it? A string interpolation, a feature introduced in C# 6.0. Okay. So this is going to print you the multiplication table of the appropriate number. So let me run table.cs. Table. Entering 15. Clear? Okay. So just got your output. Okay. Before this, I'll say console dot clear. Okay. And before printing the output, just I want to give a line break. You can use console.writeLine without passing any value also. You can use console.writeLine without passing any value also. What it will do? It will create a line break. It will create your see, it is prompting here. In the next line, output is coming off. Just want to give an extra line break to separate all these things. That's all. save it, recompile, execute. And I added you extra line break here, that's all. Okay now. Okay, fine. So this is how you just going to implement the code. Fine. Now there are a few problems here. What are the problems? Problem number one. I asked the user to enter an unsigned integer value. But what is the guarantee user will enter an unsigned integer value? Are you going to stand beside the user and watch what is entering? Respond, yeah. Said you be active. Are you going to stand beside the user and watch what is entering? Then how can you control it now? I will enter a negative value. And this is going to give you an error. This is going to give you an error. No, errors are not right. Right? This type of show some user-friendly message to user. Like what? If the user enters a negative value, tell him, please enter only unsigned integer values, but don't show these type of error messages. The real time error messages, these type of things should not be shown to users. Something user friendliness. Okay. So you have a problem here. What is the problem? Entering a negative value. This should be controlled, but I cannot stand beside the user and just catch his hands. No, don't enter. Nah. What the user enters, I don't know. Are you clearer or not? How to control this? How to control this one? Watch, guys. Look at this, all of you. String str is equals to 100. I want to convert this into an integer. I want to convert this into an integer. What do you write? Int I is equals to int dot parse of str. I want to convert into unsigned integer. I want to convert into unsigned integer. What do you write? Uint I is equals to uint dot parse. That's it, nah. Uint I is equals to uint dot parse. Okay, but see, suppose if this str is minus 100. If this str is minus 100, can I convert minus 100 into unsigned integer? No. So it's an error. It is an error. What is the problem with errors? You know, we call them as runtime errors. Means error that comes into picture in the middle of the program, not at the time of completion. Did you catch my point or not? These errors are not going to come into picture in the program completion. They come into picture in the middle of a program's execution. So we call them as runtime error. What the drawback of runtime error is? Runtime errors will cause abnormal termination of the program. Runtime errors will cause abnormal termination of the program. But that should be controlled now. That should be controlled. How to control? Say, just like we used uint.parse, there is another method, guys. There is another method here called as try parse. Everywhere we have, under double also we have, under int also, everywhere we have, just like parse, there is another method called as try parse. What is try parse? Try parse is also like a parse, but with built-in error handling code. Did you understand? Try parse is also like parse only, but with built-in error handling code. There is a built-in error handling code. I don't require to write any extra coding for this. So how to use it? Okay, watch it. Just like parse, what are we using now? Try parse. Try parse will take two parameters here. First parameter is the string what you want to convert. Yeah, passed it now. The same thing here. The second parameter is the variable into which the converted value should come. What is this? Array, here you declared I, and I is the variable into which the converted value should come now. Exactly, here also same only here. Without declaring this here, we will declare it here by prefixing with a out keyword. What is that out keyword? I'll explain you. Did you understand my point? Array, just you declared uint I here. Correct? The same thing now is going to declare for you here with a out keyword. Now see, parse method will convert the str and assign to I na. Array, here also we do the same thing only. Try parse method will convert the str and store into I. Are you clearer or not? Understood? This is what it does. But sir, you said built-in error handling code is there. Yes, built-in error handling code is there. What is this? If this conversion is successful, if the conversion is successful, it returns a value to you as true. If the conversion fails, it returns a value to you as false. Means it is going to return you a Boolean status. Did you understand? This is returning integer. Correct? Huh? But this is not returning integer, this is returning Boolean. Clearer? Parse method will return what? Int. See, if you call parse on int, returns int. If you call parse on double, returns double. If you call parse on bool, returns bool. But try parse method will always return only Boolean. What is Boolean? The Boolean will tell you, what will tell you? Success or failure. If this is success, the result is in I. Got the point or not? If this is success, the result is in I now. So now, frankly speaking, this method is giving you two results. What are the two results? One is the status, success or failure. Second one, converted value. But parse method is giving only one result. What is that? Converted value. If conversion fails, error will come. But here what? Error won't come. It will tell you, array, conversion failed, false. Conversion success, true. If conversion success, I will contain the value. If conversion failed, I will contain 0. If conversion failed, I will contain 0. If conversion success, I will contain the value. Did you catch my point or not? So come back to our code now. How to use it? See. Watch it. How to use it. What is the method? Try parse. First parameter is the string, comma. Second parameter, what did I say? This declaration should come to here. Prefixed with a out keyword. Prefixed with the out keyword. And here, bool status. Now guys, if conversion fails, you won't get any error at all now. If conversion fails, you won't get any error at all. Watch, all of you, carefully. Recompile. Executing. I'm entering 15. Value is perfect. Got the result. I'm entering minus 13. Error did not come. Array, we have a problem. We'll control it. Wait, but error did not come. Did you notice it? Minus 13. Conversion failed. If conversion failed, the value will be 0. I already said you. Yes or not? Conversion failed. So the value will be 0. That's what is printing you? Multiplication. But first point you understand. Error did not come. That's what I'm trying to tell. Are you clear? So this is also wrong here. This is wrong. When conversion failed, don't show me all this particular thing. When conversion failed, what I'm doing, see now. If status is equals to false, means success or failure. Failure. If status is equals to false, it is a failure. Am I right? If it is a failure, okay, I'm first trying to print a message. Console.writeLine. What? Please enter an unsigned integer only. Please enter unsigned integers only. Okay, now. Understood all of you? Please enter unsigned integers. Now, all of you carefully listen to me. After printing this message, it has to simply come out without executing this code. Clear? After printing this message, it has to come out without executing. Means I need to use a jump statement to skip this code now. I need to use a jump statement to skip this code. Now tell me, can I use go to? Can I use go to here for jumping? Yes or no? Yes. Why now? Go to XXX, come here and write. That's what I explained to you in the last class. Nah? Go to label. Control jumps to label. Are you clearer or not? So immediately control will come to, immediate control will come to here. So in this process, this code gets skipped off now. Clearer or not? So can I use go to? Come on. Yes, but what is the problem? If I use go to, I need to again use an extra label in the bottom where it has to jump. Okay now? So go to can be used. Fine. Can I use break? Can I use break? Come on. Yes or no? Confidently. No, yeah. Morning only I said, if you want to use a break, there should either be a switch case or a loop there. You're not following, man. For concentrate what I'm telling you. If you want to use a break, what should be there? Open the mouth. Either switch case. Second option, loop. Do we have a switch case there? Huh? Do you have loop there? Huh? Loop is present below, but where you want to use here? Do you have a loop there? Do you have switch case there? You can't use break then. Getting my point or not? So if you want, that's what not learning about. I'm not teaching about the jump statements. You learned about jump statement in C language. What I'm teaching is which jump statement should be used in which scenario. That's what I'm telling you. Follow me correctly. Understood? If you want to use a break, what should be there? Either a switch case or a loop. I don't have a switch case there. I don't have a loop there. So I can't use a break there now. Can I use continue? Can I use a continue? No. Why? Continue requires a loop. Continue requires a loop. Without a loop, you can't use a continue. Got it? Continue can be used only in loop. Break can be used in loop and switch case. Understood my point here? So here break also cannot be used. Continue cannot be. Go to can be used. Already we discussed it. But the correct option what we have is return. Return is the correct one. If I say return, the control will directly jump to here. Where? End of the method. Straight away jumps end of the method. You'll come out of the method now. Understood the use of return now? Return is to jump out of a function or method which is in execution. Returning a value is mandatory or secondary? Secondary. See now, I used return just only to jump out. I'm not using return to return a value at all. This only I said here. But what our teachers have taught us in C language, return is to return a value. That's what they thought. Even that's what I'm telling you. Even my teacher also said me the same thing only. Return is to return a value. But return is to return a value is not the primary goal. That is only the secondary. What is the primary goal? Jumping out. Jumping out of the function or the method. Point clear, everyone? Okay. The correct statement to use is return now. Watch. Recompile. Observe. I'm entering 19. Okay. Perfect. No issues with 19. I'm entering minus 12. Please enter unsigned integers only. And did not print. Earlier, see when I enter negative number, it printed zeros multiple. Now it's not printing. That's what. Are you clear or not? Still problem is there. One more problem. What is the problem? Not error. I'm giving 0 directly. Will print you multiplication table of 0. Array, do you need a multiplication table for 0? 0 into any number is 0 only. Why do you need a multiplication table for 0? Correct? Same way. Do you need a multiplication table for 1? Do you need a multiplication table for 1? Any number into 1 is same number only. There is no requirement of multiplication table for 1 also. So actually, I want to start from where? 2. From 2 is okay. Not from, in school days, we learn from 2 only, not from 1. Anything into 1 is same number. Anything into 0 is 0. So I don't want the multiplication table for 0 and 1. Are you clearer or not? Okay, yeah, I want to add one more condition also. I want to add one more condition. What are the other condition? If x equal to 0 or x equal to 1. Simply I'll say if you enter 0 or if you enter 1, what I'm doing? Return. Simply return. Come out. That's all. Got the point? Yes or not? Okay, so simply I'm just using a return statement here, and the return statement is going to jump out of the code. So this is how we are just going to use a return statement in your applications. Are you clear with the 4 jump statements? So correctly understand which jump statement should be used in which scenario. You cannot use whatever you want and wherever you want. You must correctly understand that only. In what scenarios return should be used, in what scenario break should be used, in what scenario go to should be used, or what scenario continue should be used. Okay, 0, no output, 1, no output, 2, it'll start. Okay, and minus 14. For 0 and 1 also, if you want to give a message, write something. Array, write something here. Enter a number greater than 1. Something. Console dot write line. Please enter a number greater than 1. Okay, now please enter number greater than 1. Some message written. That's it. So both these return statements, this return or this return, will straight take you directly to means in this process, all this code skips execution now. Clear? That is all about return statement and how to use it. Yeah, guys, these are the 4 jump statements what we have. These are the 4 jump statements what we have. Go to, break, continue, return. Okay, fine. Venkat Reddy, unsigned and normal integer. You learnt in your school days, man. You're asking me here. Unsigned and signed. The difference between unsigned and signed. Unsigned means pure positive. Signed means positive or negative. And what you learnt in school only. Okay. So done with jump statements. What next? Yeah, the next topic what we are going to learn in our discussion is about arrays. The next topic in our discussion is arrays. You know arrays, I don't require to tell you what is an array. Array. What's an array? Any definition? Array is a? Tell me, you said no. Collection of similar type values that are stored in a sequential order, either in the form of a row or rows and columns. So we learned in C, what is an array? Array is a collection of similar type values that are stored in a sequential order, either in the form of a row or rows and columns. Okay. Well, guys, this is actually what we learned in the C language, no doubt. But still, I want to change this definition. Don't use collection of, use set of. Anyhow, set is only the correct word. Why? Arrays are under curly braces. What we learned in school days, sets. Sets will be in curly braces only, na? The same thing only here also. So basically, don't use the word collection of. Let's use the word called set of. So what's an array? Set of similar type values that are stored in a sequential order, either in the form of rows or rows and columns. Okay. Next. Just like in other languages, under C# also, we access the values of an array by using its index. Array, same guys, just like other languages. Under C# also, we access the values of an array by using its index, where index starts from, where guys? 0 and ends at n minus 1. N minus 1, where n is, what is n? Number of elements in the array. Number of elements or number of items, whatever you say, no props. Number of items in the array. You have 10 items in the array. So index starts from 0, ends at 9. 0 to 9. So in all languages, array index starts from 0 only. Is it clear? Okay. Next. Okay. Just like other languages, in C# also, we access the values of an array by using its index, where index starts from 0 to n, and ends at n minus 1. Okay, where n is number of items in the array. Fine. Next. In C#, arrays are two types. In C#, arrays are two types. First one, fixed length. Variable length or dynamic? Variable length or dynamic. So what is fixed length? Fixed length array means these arrays can store only a specified set of values. How many? Any number, but at the time of declaration, you need to tell the size. At the time of declaration, you need to tell the size. You set the size as 100. We'll store 100. You set the size as 1000. We'll store 1000. But remember a point. Once you say 1000 and declare, afterwards you want to change the size, not possible. Are you clear? That's what we call as fixed length. Second category, dynamic or variable length. What is the dynamic or variable? No need to specify the size at all. You keep on adding the values, it will keep on increasing the size. Got it? No need to specify the size. You keep adding values, it keeps increasing its size. Clearer or not? Okay, that's what a fixed length array means. You need to tell the size. When declaration time only, you should tell the size, and that is fixed. Now, can you tell me what did we learn in C language? Fixed length or variable length? What did we learn in the C language? Fixed length or variable length? Fixed length. Perfect. What we learned in C language is fixed length, and what I'm teaching you now is also fixed length. We'll talk about a variable length going forward in object-oriented programming. Clearer or not? We'll talk about this variable length arrays going forward in object-oriented. Today, what I'm teaching is fixed length only. Clear? Fine. Now, how an array can store the data? Either in the form of a row or rows and columns. If an array is going to store the data in the form of a row, if an array stores the data in the form of a row, what we call single dimensional array. If an array stores the data in the form of a row, what we call? If an array stores the data in the form of rows and columns, what we call? Two-dimensional array. Single dimensional, or one-dimensional, two-dimensional. So let us start from one-dimensional arrays. Let us start from one-dimensional arrays. Okay, listen. What is it? One-dimensional arrays. These arrays store the data in the form of a row. In the form of a row. Guys, recollect yourself how we declared single dimensional arrays in C and C++ languages. How did we declare them? Do you remember? Is how we declared? Correct. This is how we declared in C language and C++ language. Okay. Now going forward, how are you going to declare them in Java and C# languages? How do you declare them in Java and C# languages? Watch it, guys. How do you declare? Int square brace array name is equals to new int of size. This is how you declare. There is a difference in syntax, guys. New is a keyword that has to be used here if at all you want the memory allocation. Until and unless you use a new, memory won't be allocated. So basically, if you understand, the statement you written here is declaration and initialization. So the statement is both a declaration and initialization. What about this one? This statement is purely declaration, guys. No, sorry, this statement is also declaration and initialization. So both are same, declaration and initialization. Now understand, what is the drawback here, you know? The drawback in the first case is you cannot separate declaration from initialization. You cannot separate declaration from initialization. What do you mean? Watch. Look, what is this, you know? Declaration. What is this, you know? You cannot do this separation in your C++, not possible. That is only declaration, that is only initialization. But come to Java and C#, we have a flexibility. What is the flexibility? Declaration and initialization can be separated. Are you clear? You'll have a doubt here. What is the advantage, sir? What is the advantage of separating declaration from initialization? If I cannot separate, what is the problem? If I separate, what is the advantage? This is a doubt you'll have. Let me clarify. Watch it, all of you. I'm writing a class in C++, guys, not C language, not C#, C++. Class test. And in C++, you need to end a class with a semicolon there. In C++, a class ends with a semicolon. So this is C++ code, not C#. Okay now? In this, I want to write 3 functions. In this class, I want to write 3 functions. Void fun1. And here write some statements. Void fun2. Here write some statements. Void fun3. And here write some statements. Okay now? How many functions are there? 3. In function 1 and function 2. In function 1 and function 2, I want to use an array. I want to use an array with a size of 1000. Clear? Huh? Both in function 1 also, function 2 also, I want to use an array with a size of 1000. So suggest me now, what is that? Shall I go for a global declaration and declare it for once and use it 2 times? Or shall I go for a local declaration and declare for 2 times? Which one is better? Global or local? Use common sense enough here. Answer. I want an answer, right or wrong answer. Global or local? Global. Why to declare 2 times now? What is the best option? Global. So I'm going for a global declaration now. And I'm going to declare an array here. Int ARR of 1000. Now this array can be used both in function 1 also. But I'm not using it in function 3, guys. I'm using it in function 1 and function 2. That's all. Is it clear? Now answer my question. If a class has 10 functions, is it mandatory you should call all the 10 functions every time? Huh? We are not calling the console class has so many methods. Are we calling everything? We are calling only what you want now. Same like this. Okay, watch it now. I'm writing a void main. This is C++ now. Main is out of the class. Watch. Void main. Now, I want to create the object of the class. Which class? Test class. Simple, guys. Test T or test. I want to call the function. Which function? Fun3. Which function? I'm calling fun3. I'm not calling 1 and 2. I'm calling 3. Now, my question before you is the array initialized or not? Come on. Is the array initialized or not? I'm not using the array in function 3 at all. Where I use the array? Function 1, function 2. I did not call 1 and 2. What I called is 3. Is the array initialized or not? Yes, initialized. Why? That is the drawback I said to you. That is only initial declaration. That is only initialization. You can't separate the declaration from initialization. You declared it globally. You created the object of the class. Once you create the object of the class, automatically array will be initialized of now. Means 4,000 bytes of memory is allocated of now. Are we using the array? No. Why? Array function 3 is not using the array now. Who is using the array? 1 and 2. 3 is not using the array. Even though 3 is not using the array is initialized and going to occupy the space in the memory. Is it not wasting the memory now? That is the drawback I'm telling you. Declaration and initialization cannot be separated. If you cannot separate, declaration will initialize the memory now. You use it or don't use, unnecessary waste of memory. To resolve these type of problems, see why today C#, Java are popular is, these are the reasons why they followed excellent memory management techniques. They followed excellent memory management techniques. If you write the same code using C# now, okay, C#, first, there is no semicolon here, and the main should be inside or outside? Inside. The main is inside. Are you right? Static void main. Forget about object creations and all. If you write the same code in C#, how do I write, int, that's all, int ARR, only declaration, no initialization. When initialization happens only when you call function 1 or function 2. You did not call 1 or 2, that won't initialize now. Which function am I calling now? Is the memory allocated for the array? No. No, why are you telling yes? No, memory is not allocated. Why? What I called? Function 3. Function 3 is not using the array. Who is using the array? I call 1, then only array is initialized. I call 2, then only array is initialized. I call 3, array is not initialized. Means the 4,000 bytes of space is not going to be wasted now. So did you understand the advantage of separating the declaration from initialization now? This type of mistakes are made in the older programming languages, which are completely controlled in the modern programming languages. Clearer or not? Memory management will be very, very excellent in our modern languages comparatively. So here, this is only declaration and initialization. Declaration and initialization cannot be separated. But when you come to modern, declaration and initialization can be separated. Guys, one more thing, you know this, I don't require to tell you. You can even declare an array like this. Array, this one we learned in C also. Is equals to, open the curly braces and we can give a list of values now. We have this concept in C also. Okay, there is nothing difference. Now see, this is declaration and initialization. Default values of the type. What are the default values of the type? What is the default value of integer here? 0 na. So now all the 10 cells will contain 0 now. Right, default value is 0. If it is a boolean, false. If it is a string, null. That's what default values of the type. Here also. Declaration. This is initialization with default values of the type. What about this? This is declaration and initialization with not default values. It's not default values now. I'm giving a set of values here. I'm giving a set of values. It is initialized with the given set of values. So 3 ways how you can declare an array. Are you guys clear? Yes or not? The 3 things. 1, declaration and initialization with the default values. 2, declaration separately, initialization with default value. This one is also declaration and initialization only with given set of value. You can give your own values and initialized with those particular values. Okay. Int and int32 are same, Shraddha. Read the notes I'm telling you all. Read the notes, already clarified it earlier. Int and int32 are same. There's no difference. Int is C# type, int32 is CIL type. Every C# type gets converted into CIL type. Read your notes as practice your programs. I already explained all these things earlier. Okay. Okay, let's do one thing. I want to write a small program, declare an array and consume the array. Okay, we'll try. I'm writing a program, single dimensional array 1.cs. Okay. Using system class sdarray1 static void main. Okay. What I want to do? Declare an array with a size of 6. I want to declare an array with size of 6. Int arr is equals to new int of 6. I created an array like this. I declared an array like this. What happens internally? Internally, it's going to allocate the memory for this array. That's how the array is created. What is the name of the array? Open the mouth here. Fast. Be active, I'm telling you. What is the name of the array? Array ARR here, brainless. What is the name of the array? Means single dimensional, you say? Array name is ARR. Okay. How many values are there? 6. And we did not assign any values. So all default values came now. All zeros. And array index starts with 0. End set n-1. N is 6. So 5. 0 to 5. That's how the array is created entirely. Is it clear? Okay. So this is how the array is created now. And internally we have all the values, all zeros right now. Shall we print it and see? How do you pick the values of an array? Array AR of 0, AR of 1, AR of 2, AR of 3, AR of 4, AR of 5. Same process. How do you call them? AR of 0, AR of 1, AR of 2, AR of 3, AR of 4, AR of 5. So I want to print all the 6 values. If I try printing one by one, I require to write 6 lines of code. If tomorrow 30, 40 are there, it becomes a lengthy code now. So what the best, simplest way to print the array values? Using a loop. The simplest value to print the values of an array is by using a loop. Let's write a loop now for printing the array values. Come on. For int I equal to, loop should start with 0. I less than 6. So 0 to 5. 0 to 5. I plus plus. Console dot, guys, it is a single dimensional array na. So I want to print all the values in one line. Okay, console dot write. How you write? ARR of I. ARR of I will print you the values now. How it will print you like this? But not looking good. Array, 6 values all combined up. So what I'm doing is I will add a space there. I will add a space. So there is space between each value now. CSC SDRA1 dot CS. Clear? And there's no gap here after the values. Immediately prompt came up here. So I'll do one thing. I'll add you a line break here. Nothing here. I just add a line break here without combining of the outputs. Clear now? All zeros. All zeros. Okay. So what are you doing? You written the code for accessing the values of a single dimensional array by using clear or not. What did you write? You written the code for accessing the values of a single dimensional array by using a for loop. Okay now? Okay guys, listen. Apart from for loop, last class already we learned about a for loop, we learned about a while loop, we learned about do while loop. Remember all these three? Apart from these three, I said you C# has fourth loop. What is the fourth loop? I did not teach this about this for each loop yesterday, correct? What is the for each loop? This is specially designed. This is specially designed for accessing values from arrays and collections. I repeat, this is specially designed for accessing values from arrays and collections. It's a special design. Now you're working with array only now. You can use for each loop now. You can use for each loop. How to use the for each loop and what is the speciality of the loop? Okay, we'll tell you. Watch. I am reprinting the values again for you. By using for each loop. Guys, I'm trying to reprint the values by using for each loop. How to use a for each loop? Concentrate, guys. For each, it's a single word, don't divide. For each. Int I. Here also you said int I. Int I. But the difference is in the name of your array. The name of your array. Console dot write I. Console dot write line. What's the output? I'll give you an explanation. Nothing. I given double space there, single space here. That's where we got the values wrongly. Got it? You got all the values as it is now? So concentrate on the for each loop. How does it work? For each loop is like a gun. For each loop is like a gun. Array is a barrel of bullets. Array is a barrel of bullets. You fill the barrel in the gun and starts firing. What will happen? Don't you know what happens when a gun fires? Open the mouth here. You're irritating me. Open up. What happens when you fire the gun? All the bullets at a time, huh? How? One by one bullet. Correct? Exactly same thing only now. For each loop is your gun now. Array is the barrel of bullets. You filled, started firing. Once you start firing, one by one value will come now. How the value comes? The value comes by assigning the value to I. The value comes through I. That's why what I'm printing, see? I. I is going to pick you the value and give you now. Understood? What is the advantage, you know? No need initialization. No need condition. No need iteration. Nothing. You fill the bullets in the barrel. You fill the barrel in the gun. You don't require to say start from second bullet or first bullet and the class will. No need, nah. Start firing. One by one bullet comes automatically. Here also, the same thing happens to you. What is it? One by one value will be automatically released from the array through I. Understood? Now let me tell you the difference between for loop and for each loop. First difference. The first difference is in case of for loop, the loop variable, this is our loop variable, right? Tell me, this is our loop variable. The loop variable refers to index of the array. Correct or not? What is I, guys? I is index. If you print I there, what I'm printing is AR of I. If I print I, what will be coming? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It refers to index of the array. Correct? Huh? But in for each loop, the loop variable refers to values. The loop variable refers to, see, here we are printing I directly. I contains a value now. But here if I print I, you'll get value I index. You'll get index. What will print you? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But here, the values. Did you understand the first difference? In case of a for loop, the loop variable refers to index. In case of a for each loop, the loop variable refers to values. Second difference. We can use for loop for accessing the values as well as for assigning the values also. What do you mean assigning the values? Array, today I'm accessing. Accessing means printing. Tomorrow I want to assign new values. I can use for loop to assign values also. Shall we try? I want to assign values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Are you clear? Means start with 10, increment by 10, correct? Start from 10, guys, increment by 10. This is a logic. Okay? I want to assign. Can I do an assignment? Yeah. How? Assigning values to a single dimensional array by using not accessing, guys. Now we are trying assignment. How to assign? Again, same story. For int I is equals to 0. I less than 6. I plus plus. Observe. ARR of I is equals to 10. If I write like this, what will happen? All cells are assigned with the value 10 only now. All are 10 now. Okay, let's see. All are 10. But what's our plan? 10, 20, 30. Our logic is start with 10, increment by 10. Correct? And to achieve this goal, I'm declaring a new variable here. Int x with a value 0. We'll come here and I'll say x plus equals to 10. And here I'll say x. So what happens when the loop runs? Every time x is incremented by 10, initially 0. First time 10, 10 is assigned. Second time 20, 20 is assigned. 30, 30 is assigned. So what are the values now? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Check. Are you clear? Yes or not? Okay. So for loop can be used both for accessing the values as well as for each loop is purely designed for accessing the values only. You cannot perform assignment by using a for each loop, not possible. Are you guys clearer or not? You cannot perform a assignment by using for each loop. What you can do? Only accessing is possible. Assignment is not possible. Understood, everyone? Right? Okay, fine. So this is the second difference. First difference I said you already. What is that? In for loop, loop variable refers to index. In for each loop, loop variable refers to values. For loop can be used both for accessing and assignment also, but for each loop can be used only for accessing, no assignment here. Third, in for loop, loop variable refers to index. Am I correct? Yes or not? Because the loop variable refers to index, this will always be integer only, irrespective of the type of values in the array. What is that, sir? Your array is an integer array. What did you write? Int I equal to 0. If your array is a double array, then also you should write int I is equals to 0 only. If your array is a string array, then also you should write int I is equals to 0 only. We will write string s is equals to 0 now. Means the data type of the loop variable is always integer only now, irrespective of the type of values in the array. Array may contain strings, array may contain doubles, array may contain booleans, array may contain characters, but loop variable type is integer. No one can change it. Correct? In for each loop, loop variable refers to index of values. Because it refers to values, the data type of this variable will be changing every time. Integer array, int I, string array, string s, character array, char ch, double array, double d. The data type of the loop variable will change based on the type of values in the array. For example, look, I have three arrays here. One is integer array. I'm declaring I ARR is equals to, I'm trying to declare an array like this. I'm trying to declare an array like this. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay. Let's also declare one double array. How do you declare? Double DARR is equals to I declared a double array. I declared a double array. Same like this, let's also declare a string array now. Oh, yeah, I declared three different arrays, man. Integer array, double array, string array. If you want to print these values by using for loop, how do you write? For int I equal to 0, I less than, I want to print the values of this array. Okay, means how many values are there? 6. Without manually counting, I can say, did you understand? IAR.length, the length of the array will come automatically there. Okay, now I want to print the values of the double array now. I want to print the values of the double array. How to write? Now also, int I is equals to 0, I less than, I want to print the values of the string array. How to write? See now, in all three cases, your loop variable is integer only. Correct? But if I write a for each loop, how to write, for each int I in IARR. For each double D in DARR. For each string S in SARR. Is the data type of the loop variable changing or not? Why is it changing? Because it holds value, not index. In for loop, index. That's always integer. For each loop, value. That is why it is changing according to the type of values inside the array. Are you guys clear? Did you understand the three differences between a for loop and a for each loop now? Just a second. Yeah, guys, here I given the syntax of the for each loop here. Yesterday I did not talk about it. That's all. Syntax of for each loop. See, for each type variable name in your array name or collection name. See, type int, double, float. Now I used here the name of the variable I, yes, D, whatever it is in the name of your array, and then you write your statements. Is it clear? This is the syntax. Guys, about go to, break, continue, all these things I just demonstrated up in the last session. Is about return. Okay, this is about the return statement. Return will jump out directly out of this. Next we have arrays. The next topic what we have is arrays. And see, first we have started with how to declare, see, type, int or string or double, whatever it is. Then square brace. The square brace is to represent it is an array. The square brace is to represent it is an array. Next, name of your array, IARR, DARR, SARR, new, type, the length or size, the length or size. Are you clear? Okay, this is the syntax and these are the example how you declare an array. And this is the code what I shown you right now. This is the code what I explained you. Guys, have a look. How does a for each loop executes? This is an array. What are the values? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And these are the index positions. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? Huh? When the loop runs here, I'm writing a loop and the loop runs for based on the number of items in the array now. If 6 items are there, it runs for 6 times. First iteration, 10 is assigned to I. Second iteration, 20 is assigned to I. Third iteration, 30 is assigned to I. Fourth time, 40. Fifth time, 50. Sixth time. You're printing that I only now. Remember now? What are you printing? I. Why you're printing I? I will contain the value. I is not the index here. I is the value. That is why in a for each loop what I printed I directly. Console.write I is what I have used. Is it clearer or not? Understood all of you? Here what you're printing is the I value, not ARR of I. Clear or not? Understood everyone? So like this we are just trying to print the I value here. So any doubts with for each loop? Understood or not? Just a minute. Where you provided notes? Notes is in Google Classroom, man. I asked you already long back. All of you are added in the Google Classroom or not? And on that day, whoever reported, I just spoke with Arvind and made them add them in the Google Classroom. Is there still anyone online who is not added in the Google Classroom? You're not added in the Google Classroom, communicate with Arvind, guys. And don't delay. Again, don't complain, sir, he's not lifting. At that time, I called him and I warned him on that day. On that day, many of the people got added. Okay. And then the differences, guys, the three differences I explained you, for loop and for each loop. And see, this is what I taught you right now. Three arrays, one integer array, one double array, one string array. Okay. How do you print the values of integer array? Like this. Okay. Well, yeah, this is what the three arrays. If I use for loop, how to write the code? If I use for each loop, how to write the code? Am I clear, everyone? Yes or not? So this is how you use a for loop and for each loop in your applications. Okay, fine. Listen to me. See, we have so many predefined classes that we are using till now. Right? We have so many predefined classes that we are a console class, convert class. Yes or not? You know one thing? String is also class. Already said to you. Object is also class. Already said to you. Same way, there is a predefined class. There is a predefined class called as array. There is a predefined class called as array. Okay. So there is the array class here, and the array class also provides you with a set of members, and you can perform some actions on the arrays. Using console, we can perform input-output operations on the console window. Same way, using array class, we have set of members to manipulate an array. To manipulate an array, or you can perform some actions on an array. Okay now? Just a minute. Can you copy all example programs in Google Classroom? Everything is in notes here. Read the notes, man. How many times I should tell you? Whatever program I'm telling you in the classroom is present in the notes. Check it out. I'm showing you also. Nah. Every program I write in the class is in the notes. Why again you want me to post it? Link is not sent daily basis. The notes, the Google Classroom and all links are already given to the students. If you did not receive, talk with your admin. Talk with your admin. Yes, tomorrow Sunday, I already announced you there is a class tomorrow, same time, no changes. I have full schedule of all the classes. So I cannot change any times. The class is same time tomorrow. Okay. Shraddha, you cannot attend ASP.NET directly, but if you are familiar with C# already, you can attend. It is starting from Wednesday 11 o'clock. Wednesday 11 o'clock. But to do ASP.NET, you should be good on C#, SQL Server, HTML and JavaScript. Without knowing this, you cannot attend ASP.NET. I shown you the example here, na? Snehal, watch it. For each loop, will directly execute the code like this. If these are the values in the array, what happens? For each iteration, one value is assigned to I. First iteration 10, second iteration 20, third iteration 30, fourth iteration 40, fifth iteration 50, and sixth iteration 60. The advantage with for each loop is no need to tell where to start from. No need to tell where to end it. No need to tell the iteration. No initialization, no condition, no iteration. All these three things are not required. Simple example I given you, man. It is like a gun and bullets. Fill it, fire it. That's all. You will get the values. Until the bullets are finished, you fire the gun fires, and all the bullets are lit. This is also same process. Okay. So what I'm telling you, we have a predefined class. What is the name? Array. In this class, guys, there are a set of members using which you can perform some actions on an array, like manipulations and all. What are those, sir? There is a method called as sort. Remember, in C language, if you want to sort the values of the array, they thought as some sorting algorithms, bubble sort, quick sort. No need anything at all. Directly, there is a method called sort. Ready-made sort method. Call the method, it will sort the values of the array. You need to pass the array whose values has to be sorted. You need to pass the array whose values has to be sorted. Next, we have a method called reverse. Reverse the values of an array now. What to pass? Same. We have a method called copy. We use this method for copying the values from one array to another array. It takes three parameters here. What are the three, sir? First one, array source. Second one, array destination. Array source, array destination. Third one, int number of values to copy. How many values do you want to copy? Clearer? Source, destination, number. Next, there is a method called getLength. GetLength. Guys, I'll show you. I will talk about this method more in detail in the next class. Actually, getLength method is used on two-dimensional arrays. I did not explain about two-dimensional arrays. That's what I'm telling you. We'll talk about it tomorrow in the two-dimensional arrays. But this method can be used for finding the number of rows and the number of columns in a two-dimensional array. How, sir? It takes a parameter. What is the parameter? Dimension. If I pass a dimension as 0, it will tell you number of rows. If I pass a dimension as 1, it will tell you number of columns. Are you guys clearer or not? If I pass the dimension as 0, it will tell you number of rows. If I pass the dimension as 1, it will tell you number of columns. And we have one more thing called length. Already 5 minutes back, I explained about the length. What length, you know? The total number of cells in the array. If it is single dimensional, number of columns. If it is two dimensional, rows into columns. What it will tell you? The total number of cells in the array. How many cells are in the array? It will tell you totally now. Okay, that's what length is. And guys, all of you, carefully observe. What is this? This is a method. Method means function. Function will have braces. Correct or not? What is this? This is a method. This one, method. This one, method. But basically, this is not a method, guys. This is a property. Property is nothing but field, yeah. It's a field. See, no braces there, see? How do you declare a variable? You don't use braces for fields, nah. It's a field. It's not a method. First four are methods, and the last one is a field. Property, nothing but a field. Okay? Watch it. We'll see using these particular members here. Except getLength, we'll use the remaining four here. See, simple code. SDArray 2.cs. One more program I'm writing. Using system class SDRA2 static void main int ARR is equals to. Can I assign a set of values now? Without writing new up, I want to assign a set of values now. Okay, we'll do it, guys. We'll assign a set of values. Watch. I'm assigning a set of values here. Is that clear? Okay, I'm just trying to assign a set of values here. Okay, how many values is secondary, but we just have a set of values here. I have a set of values. Now I want to print all these values on the monitor as is. As it is, I want to print them. Okay, let's print using for loop print. Using for. How to write the code? For int I is equals to 0, I less than ARR dot. In the previous example, I used a static value 6. Wrong. This is the correct way. ARR dot length. Tomorrow, 30 values, 40 values, 50 values. No problem now. Next, I plus plus. Console dot write ARR of I plus space console dot write line. Save it. You got all the values as it is. Is it clear? You got all the values of the array as it is in this case now. Okay, fine. Okay, just got all the values. Next, I wanted to, I just wanted to print these values. No, I want to arrange these values in a sorted order. Right now they're in sorted, not in sorted order now. I want to arrange all these values in a sorted order. What to do? You can call the sort method. How to call? Watch. Array dot sort. Sort what? Sort the values of. Are you clearer or not? Array dot sort. What to sort? Values in ARR. Values in ARR. Reprint for each int I in ARR. Console dot write I. Ray, you use per loop I, you use per each loop I, is your choice, man. I'm just showing you multiple options to you, that's all. First I printed using per, now I printed using per each. Recompile, execute. See now, the values are in sorted order. Least value is 8, highest value is 93. Can I get them in descending order? I want descending. Reverse. That's all. If you want descending, what to do? See, copy this as it is. Watch. Copy this as it is. Paste here. That's it. Reverse. Descending order. Clearer? Guys, look at this. I'm declaring another array here. BRR. Already ARR is there, so BRR is equals to new int of, what is the size? 12. By default, all 12 are zeros now. Right now, all the 12 values are zeros. Let's print and see. Whose values? BRR. BRR. All are zeros now. Check. All are zeros. Okay, now the first 7 values of ARR I want to copy into ERR. I repeat, the first 7 values of ARR, I want to copy into ERR. Okay, let's copy. How? Look, guys, array dot copy. From where you want to copy? From where? ARR. To where you want to copy? ERR. How many values you want to copy? Understood? Source ARR. Target ERR. Number of values to copy 7. Watch, guys. Remaining 5 are zeros. Clearer or not? So I shown you how to use sort, how to use reverse, how to use and how to use. What I did not show you is this only I said. I'll show you tomorrow with 2-dimensional arrays. Today I just explained you about 1-dimensional. Tomorrow I'll tell you 2-dimensional, then I'll tell you what is the exact use of get length. Is it clearer or not? Okay, first practice this carefully. So tomorrow I'll speak about 2-dimensional arrays. Okay, we have a class, same time, no changes. Okay, let's stop here. We'll meet tomorrow. Sumit, when did you copy? You copied after sorting now. When you copy after sorting, what values are there? That only will come. Your copy has been performed after sort. See, these are the values in the array. Now you called copy, then these only will be copied. Not every Sunday, guys. Not every Sunday. Last week, we have missed 2 classes. That is why compensating, we have a class this Sunday. Not every Sunday. I am not ready to take first every Sunday. Because that is only the one day I have a leisure. Okay. So not every Sunday, only this Sunday. That's all. How to execute a program in my system? How to execute a program in your system? What will I say? You should execute it. I am showing you how to run a program every day. Follow the process. At least if you are here and bring your system, I can teach you something. You sit somewhere and ask me how to execute a program on my system. What should I say? Read the notes. I given you the complete process in detail. How to write a program, how to execute a program, everything. We'll talk Somshekhar. We will talk, wait. You cannot write multiple main methods in multiple classes. It's not possible. Suman, it is the wrong code first. How to create a folder, command prompt. Google, man. Google, yeah. Anjaneyalu, Google. Yes, that's all, huh? Sumant. That's all. When you call sort or reverse, it is modified. I'm not here to teach you how to change the drives, change the folders, create your folders and all. Google.
Record.